Well, good morning internet. Here we are. We have ourselves a start to another day. It's been a few days since I vlogged. I've been spending the last few days writing Maxwell's mind scripts, editing up videos, and trying to get myself in the mindset to shoot more content for the Maxwell's World channel. Well, of course, it kind of is the way it is, right? Sometimes content flows organically, and I can make 10 or 20 Maxwell's World videos in a span of, a week or two. And sometimes it's a struggle. It doesn't come organically, it's a struggle. And lately with the Maxwell's Mind episodes, they've been coming semi-organically, which, well, is odd. Most of the time on the Maxwell's Mind episodes, there's a little bit of a struggle. However, it's been reversed the last little while. So I've got a lot of scripts written, probably enough scripts to get me through the summer and well into the fall. And not to mention what I'm going to write in the fall and, well, all that good stuff as well, right? Well, the other day we had ourselves a storm, and the storm came rolling on through. It had, well, not really high winds, but, cool temperatures, and dumped quite a bit of snow. And with the storm that came through, it's dumped a lot of snow behind. I know it's a little bit hard to tell, because, well, I've walked through it and such. But there's about 10 inches or so of snow here on the ground, which has made for road travel rather tricky. There's been reports of accidents and highways actually being advised not to be traveled on. Well, as you see, the truck here is covered with snow. It most definitely needs to be swept on off and cleaned on up before, well, it starts to melt at all, but that will be a while before that happens. One of the downsides about having this big, large back driveway is, well, the obvious, having to bust it out when it snows. Well, this year would have been a good year to have had a snowblower and a little trailer. However, it would not have been a good year to have bought said snowblower and said trailer. However, how are you going to get it unless you buy it? You know what I mean? I looked at doing it in the fall, and the whatever it would have been, $4,500 to $5,000 startup cost was not feasible, because I'd have to run that snowblower 12, 14 hours a day just to make back my money. Blowing a lot of people's snow, trying to get contracts to pay for it and stuff, and well, none of that is in place, so it wouldn't have paid for itself this year. And as for my snow around here, well, yeah, the last 4 or 5 years I've been lacking on shoveling my snow. I used to shovel my snow. I used to keep this yard maintained. I used to keep it good. And, well, since 2013 there, it has slipped a lot. Like I said, it was a life-changing experience, my accident at work. And I still haven't gotten over it physically, emotionally, and got back to where I was, or where I need be, and it seems to be a downhill spiral even till this day. Well, today, of course, I don't really have a lot on the agenda planned to do, but probably has a lot to do with editing and, well, creating more content and things like that. I got a couple of unboxing videos I would like to do, and trying to evaluate what Maxwell's World videos I can do at this point. With the great Canadian winter here and minus 35 Celsius temperatures, it's not too much fun to work outdoors, and I can't work in the shop because it's, well, unheated, and it's a circle of things, right? The downstairs shelving project I need material for, and I can't get material right now for it because, well, it's not in the budget, and it's a perfect storm of, well, everything that has happened. But my computer does work, my fingers do work, you know. I can write scripts, do online research, put out resumes and applications. And, well, you know, it is what it is. So I'm going to go back inside, stay warm, and we'll catch you all later. Little bit of a closing update. Well, looks like we're getting some light snow that's supposed to carry on over into tomorrow. Tomorrow it's supposed to yield -5 or so temperatures, which could definitely result in freezing rain and all that good stuff. So it sounds like tomorrow would be a good day to stay at home and stay off the roads. Well, today was a quiet one in terms of doing things. You know, did the normal editing, uploading, getting things squared away, writing Maxwell's Mind scripts. Went on out to check the fan mailbox. However, I'm wondering if the post office is cleaning out my mailbox on me, because this is the second week in a row where I've only had 2 flyers in there. You know, I used to get handfuls of flyers, junk mail, garbage. And I get, you know, more at the house during this last week than I have in the fan mailbox. So I'm wondering if they're, you know, cleaning it out, which kind of makes me wonder, you know, am I missing out on fan mail letters just because I don't go down to the mailbox every day? I guess it is what it is, I suppose. If it continues, maybe I can ask, you know. I know around Christmas time, you know, the build up to Christmas, the flyers are plentiful because, well, everybody is trying to get you to come buy their stuff. But when I get more flyers here at the house than I do at the fan mailbox, it kind of makes you wonder, right? Well, put out some more resumes, kind of on the hunt once more, of course, and not 100% sure what direction to go. A lot of the jobs that are out there right now want safety tickets, like, I forget what they're called now, but even the entry-level jobs want certain safety tickets, and I know I've got H2S and first aid, but there still are 1 or 2 more that I may benefit from, or at least be more enticing to hire if I did have them. You know, it's will be a cost that I'll have to put out once again. However, it might help me land a job. You know, am I too old to get my Class 1 driving license? You know, my CDL, my commercial driving license. Am I too old to go on the road? You know, there's jobs wanting people with Class 1s, and they'll hire them with next to no Class 1 driving experience. Especially a guy like me too, with 10 years of delivery experience and 20 years of actual driving experience. They, you know, I'm pretty sure I'll get hired on somewhere. It may not be the job that I want or wanted, but somebody will hire me with my record and, you know, my new commercial driving license. You know, however, like I mentioned before, there is a certain age parameter that when you reach a certain age, sometimes you are stunted by, well, you know, the fact you're a certain age, right? Employers know that when you're 25, they got X number of years they can get out of you. And as you approach the 65 mark, they know that those years are less and less, right? You know, I still got 20 years or so left of working, and I have to do something. So if I went back to school somehow and I got some courses under my belt, maybe went and took some other kind of course while I was at it for a specific profession kind of a deal, and went from there, right? There's a job posting for a security guard, rent-a-cop, if you will. I don't personally like rent-a-cops, but at the same time, they were just doing their job, and I was just being a snoopy bugger, and you know how that is, right? You can't really blame them for kicking you off the property when you really shouldn't have been there to begin with, really, once you think about it, you know. But they want some kind of security guard course, probably just basic type of course that tells you how to deal with people without, you know, clubbing them to death or tasering them, or, you know, really you're not a cop, but you observe and report kind of a thing, and interact a little bit in terms of, you know, in terms of telling people to get off their property or settle down, right? I think that's like a $450 course. However, it may make me more enticing to hire than the guy that doesn't have it, especially with, you know, the background and the record I have. I'd have a leg up over the competition. So I'm not 100% sure what to do. You know, funds are limited, and I start taking courses willy-nilly. That's less and less every month that I have to put toward what is needed, and then what happens when I don't get hired in the field, if you want to say, that I was aiming for? Do you end up with larger trouble then? But pretty much, guys, the snow's coming down pretty good. Like I said, it'll probably carry on through the night into tomorrow. Tomorrow we're supposed to have freezing rain and all that goodness. A good day to stay indoors once again. And as always, thanks for watching. Maxwell's Vlogs. Comment, subscribe, and enjoy.